Hello everyone and welcome to Rob's Rogues in the Batman universe, and today we're taking a look at a very cool 2-pack. It is from Batman Arkham City from DC Collectibles. It is Sickle and the Penguin. And what makes this really special, I filmed the unboxing for these guys. I'm not sure if I'm going to upload it or not. I might not, depending on how the footage looks. So if you've seen the unboxing, you already kind of know what I paid for these guys, but if I didn't put up the unboxing or if you didn't see it, I'll just tell you. Somebody on Facebook, and I was trying to scroll through, you know how Facebook works, you know, you try and scroll through like, oh, so-and-so put a post up, let me go see, and you're just scrolling through. I've scrolled back through far enough that I can't find the original post, but if you did post it out there, I'm very sorry, I cannot remember your name, but I saw somebody post in one of the Batman fan groups, and they said that Amazon was selling this, are you ready for this? For $12.22. Here is my phone. Here's from Amazon. You can kind of see, hey, there's my stuff. So there's from Amazon, the description of these two, $12.22. I will say again, $12.22 for these guys. You put in shipping there, and you can see what I paid for them, $17.36. Not to be like all braggy and I got cheaper than you did. I'm just stunned that Amazon had these. Now, I don't know if it was from a third party or if it was from somebody that had a bunch of these and they just weren't selling for whatever reason. I think part of it might be just due to the fact that if you already have this penguin, like I do, it was a real hard pill to swallow because I really wanted Sickle. I really want Mr. Hammer too, so now I'm on the lookout for him. But to pay the $50 or $60 that they were asking for these two figures, I was like, I'm just gonna have to wait till see if I can find them loose on eBay or whatever. So when somebody put on one of the Batman Facebook pages that this was going for $12, I could not resist picking it up. And my wife's like, you already have a penguin. I said, yeah, but I don't have Sickle. So I paid $17 for Sickle, basically, which is still cheaper than a normal DC Collectibles figure, which runs for about $20. And I get basically a free figure. So you can't beat that. They are still available on Amazon right now for $12. There's a couple different listings on Amazon, so make sure, obviously, you pick the right one. I think the average price is going anywhere from $40 to $60. So I think there's 3 listings on Amazon, one for the $12, one for the $43, and one for $60 something. So obviously, get the one that's for $12. So you could sell this one off or do whatever, but I'm real happy to have him. Sickle's the main reason why I obviously picked this up. Let me raise the camera here just a little bit. I apologize about that. So, and he and Mr. Hammer were the one of my 2 favorite parts of the Arkham City video game and the challenge maps, that you got to fight these two and you could really rack up your combo and get a lot of your gold trophies and things like that. And one of the characters I really liked to use to fight Sickle was Robin, because you'd jump up and crawl up his back and bash him over the head. So it was a fun part. So I really enjoyed that. Sickle is was a conjoined twin with his brother Hammer. They were from the Soviet Union, obviously from Sickle, Hammer, USSR. You know who you are, boy. That's right. Back in the U.S. Back. All right, never mind. Back in the USSR. Okay, I had to finish it. So, very cool. Here's the side panel art. Sculpted by Phil Ramirez. I love Phil Ramirez's eyes. Sculpting. You can see the 2 of them there. He does such great work. The other figures that come from this 2-pack line, we have a new Bane. The original Bane was hunched over at the knee. He was affixed in that permanent stance. And a lot of us collectors were like, man, if they had just got him to stand up, he would be a massive figure. And he is definitely massive. They just threw in, I think it's the Wave 3 Batman. Some could say it's a repaint of the Arkham Asylum Batman, and it basically is just in a darker tone. But this Batman was already released, so I don't know if there's anything different about this. But obviously Bane would be the one you'd be buying it for. The other 2-pack is Mr. Hammer and Harley Quinn. Granted, I have Harley Quinn. She is now getting a 3rd repaint in the Arkham City wave, where she's in her mourning outfit of Mr. J. but Hammer would be an excellent find. Granted, I can't find him on Amazon for $12, but I will take all that I can from Amazon. So thank you, Amazon, for having such a cheap figure. Okay, we'll try and get this a little bit better in focus here. It says the other half of the Abramovic twins. I hope I'm saying that right. Abramovic? Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Twins. Sickle joins forces with Oswald Cobblepot in protest, but their goal is the same: to take down Batman. So you have one of the twins working for Penguin, and the other twin is working for the Joker. It says the other half. I don't have the other half of the half that they think that I do. But anyway, so there's a little bit better side panel art of the two. So we'll get Sickle and Penguin out of package here, and we will see what differences, if any, are in the Penguin, and then obviously the biggest look at this review will be for Sickle himself, and we'll kind of see how big he is compared to the other Arkham City figures. We will be right back. So very cool to get this out of package. All right, here we have me, the Penguin, with my bodyguard, the Sickle. Okay, man, that's my poor Arkham City Penguin voice for you. These guys look really cool. I actually like the Penguin kind of updated painting. It seems like that's what DC Collectibles will do, though. At least if they give us a repeat of a figure, they will repaint the figure a little bit, or make the paint apps maybe a little bit better, or maybe darken or lighten something up that maybe they would have wanted to have done the first time. So before getting on to Sickle, since that's the main reason, let's take a look at, I'm trying to remember what wave the Penguin is. I think he was wave 2 from the Arkham City line. So we'll bring up wave 2 Penguin. We'll take a look at the 2-pack Penguin and kind of look at the differences and see if there's anything real major between the two. All right, here are both Penguins side by side, and you can probably tell right from the onset that the vests are a little bit different in color. This is the 2-pack. It's more of a maroon, a brighter maroon than what this vest is here. This one almost looks brown. If I could bring them both up close, I'll reach around the camera here, so you can kind of see them side by side. The jacket, I don't know if you could tell, the jacket on the, as I drop the umbrella there, the jacket on the 2-pack is a little bit brighter, more glossy than the original Penguin was. This one looks a little bit more leathery, as it probably should be. The shoes are a little bit brighter also. So there are the shoes. The 2-pack one is right here. So the white just seems to be a little bit better. I keep dropping that umbrella for whatever reason it is. So it's not too bad there. I think the repaint is done really well. Their faces look pretty much the same. The blood around the monocle, or the glass bottle, as it were, is a little bit redder on the 2-pack than it is on the original, so it kind of gives it a little more creepy-ish. The goiter, or the voice box, is basically the same here. And then just the shading in on the jackets are done a little bit better. Top hats are both the same. But overall, the two figures are actually really pretty good. I think DC Collectibles did a decent job. So it's not like they changed the Penguin completely and repainted him something completely different. They kept with the paint scheme, as I keep dropping the umbrella here from Wave 2 Penguin. He does come with the cigar. So sometimes in a 2-pack you may not get all the accessories. The little turd cigar here, that this is really, really hard to get into his hands, and I'm not going to mess with it on film. If you want to go back and look at me fight with this thing, go back to, I'm not sure exactly what Rob's Rogues it is, but it's almost a year or so ago. Almost 2 now, probably, since the game has been out. But there's a little tiny cigar. He does hold it. It's a complete pain in the butt to put in. Again, it looks more like a turd than a cigar. It would have been nice if they would have painted it red. But I keep this in one of my parts box, so I think I'll do the same again with this one. All right, the articulation from the Penguin, as I took everything off so it didn't flop around, just to go over it one more time. His head does look left to right and kind of has a rocker type of a head going on. So again, left to right, it's kind of weird. You can kind of get him hunched down or looking up. It's more of a tilting type of thing. The arms on this penguin are really nice and fluid. It'd be even better if you could see him on camera. Really nice and fluid on both arms, so that's a plus. Hands rotate, both of them. He does turn at the waist. And that is it for articulation. No leg, no foot. You're really not going to get him in a seated position. It's basically just to get a hand up or something like that while he's holding his umbrella and everything. So I did want to show that. Let's get his items back in his hand, and we will get ready to move on to Sickle himself. All right, here is Sickle, and again, he's painted very well. The paint apps are exceptionally well on him. I don't see any major paint flubs or anything like that at all. The shading is just done really, really good on his upper torso, and just the skin definition is done very well. And again, it's really cool for the price that I paid for him. And as good as he is, I would have obviously paid the $24, $25 if he was single carded. If I didn't have the penguin, I wouldn't have blinked or batted an eye at all for paying the $50. But he's just done very, very well. Kind of get a little bit of a look at his artwork, which you don't really see that well in the game unless you have read the comics. But you don't see his back quite often, just because you're so busy in a fighting mode here. You see his tattoo, his ink work there. It's done very well. You can see the scar from where he was attached to his brother, Hammer. So it looks like a wolf right there. Just done very well. The way they sculpted the belts and his army fatigues. I'm not seeing any paint overspray or blotches in paint anywhere. I think I got a really, really solid figure. Even his feet are painted very well. His face is done extremely, extremely well. You kind of see these scars, probably from the battles that he's been fighting. The creepy blue eyes. I like he has that sloth look of like, sloth love chunk? Apologize for the Goonies reference right there. But just a well done face. There's a little bit of dirt that's supposed to be there. I don't know if you can kind of pick it up. Even just where like he shaves his head, and just the grime from being in Arkham City. It's just done exceptionally well. Let's get on to the articulation here. Take out the sickle, more like a sword. The head does rotate, kind of does a wonky rotation, much like the penguins. He does go up and down ever so slightly. Let me get a little extra light. I apologize about the light source today. You bump one light and everything goes crazy. So the head does look left and right, and does tilt up and down. It goes down more than it goes up, so that way if you're fighting somebody, he can at least look down to the eye of the person he's going to fight. But up, that's about as far as you're going to get right there. So it does twist, but the way they have his neck kind of going forward, he does this weird, rotation. The arm goes all the way around, full 360, turns at the bicep, bends at the elbow, and has a wrist rotation. And I could turn the other one, but it's on his brother. Actually, that arm is not on his brother because he doesn't have that arm either. He turns at the waist, very fluid waist turn. Bends at he doesn't really bend at the leg. It's kind of like a swivel or a kick out, I guess, if you will. This leg does not move. So that's the only QC issue I have with this figure. It's in there really stiff, really tight, and I'm pretty sure that we're looking at a clear peg in this. Yep, there's the clear peg. So that's code for Rob is not going to move this leg. He's going to sit on my shelf anyway, and I'll probably raise his arm up so it looks like he's going to fight somebody, and that's going to be about it. So a little bit more articulation. Now this is the weird one. So he rotates to the side like that. I'm trying to remember in the game if he like walks with a limp. If he's, man, I know he's not fast. I know he kind of comes lumbering at you, but that's a weird bit of articulation. He bends fine here at the knee and turns at the knee as this one. See, this one doesn't. So he turns at the knee here, bends at the knee pretty much normally. This knee, it's not like it's turned sideways or backwards. It's supposed to bend because you can see the crease in the leg and the way the pants are. So it bends back. So I have to go back and play the game to kind of see if he doesn't kind of like go almost like a zombie. Then he has a rotation at the just above the knee. I would say the boot, but more of the bandage wrap leg. So odd articulation. Again, a little bummed about the leg here, but hey, for $12, are you going to argue? He does come with the sickle here, which it's again, it's more like a sword, but it's sickle-ish, sickle-esque. Little hard plastic. You probably could snap it if you weren't careful. So what I'd like to do once I can get this in his hand is kind of want to show a size comparison of, I did want to mention this, how tall he is. Get my tape measure out here. He is just almost 9 foot, probably a foot, geez, inches. Just over 8 inches, probably about 8.5 inches tall. 8 feet. Yeah, I got an 8-foot action figure for $12. I cannot get him out of the package. I wanted to put him here with Robin. Robin, obviously one of my favorite characters, but I liked the Robin and Sickle fight that you could do in one of the challenge maps. So I kind of wanted to see the size of these two together. Yeehaw! Ride 'em, cowboy! Here's a look at Robin from Mattel from the Joker and Robin Arkham City 2-pack. A little bit more articulated Robin that the DC Collectibles Robin really can't get into, as Robin kind of did this to Sickle a few times when he was taking him down. Alright, final thoughts here. Do I recommend these guys? Yes, I do. They're both painted very well. The figures are really good. I think I just have a little bit of problem with my Sickle leg right there, but that's perfectly fine for me. He's going to sit on the shelf. For $12, granted it's 17 with shipping, but still $17. He is still a very, very good pickup. I highly recommend picking up both of them. If you haven't picked up Penguin at this point for your Batman's Rogues gallery, you want a modern looking Penguin, this is pretty close until they come out with a new 52 version of the Penguin. But I do think these are warrant a pickup, and if you could pick them up for $12 like I did off of Amazon, definitely hop on and check it out. So today we've been taking a look at Sickle and the Penguin from the Batman Arkham City DC Collectibles 2-pack. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the Batman universe signing off, saying we will see you guys next time.